Hey guys, this is Lone777 from YouTube. When I left off, I was preparing for a maneuver. I no longer have the fuel necessary to complete the maneuver, so I will instead resort the last of the fuel. Landing safely. Hopefully landing safely. Not. Crew report. We're going to transmit the data back to Earth. Just gonna transmit as much data back to Earth as much. Not enough electric charge, crap. Report instead, let's just keep the data since we can't transmit it. I'm aborting the transition to avoid. Let's shut down that engine. Prepare for the final descent. We're falling at a range descent course. We're gonna wanna be prepared to make any sudden adjustments to prevent catastrophic failure of equipment. Which unfortunately is still a very, very real possibility. So here's the engine is heat guarded, so insulated against heat. Let's fast forward this a bit. Just gonna get nasty hot on when it hits the atmospheric layers. Here we go. Final descent. Landing gear will not be necessary. It's actually a pretty interesting descent course. So, going that fast? Slowing down. Parachute's released. Slowing us down just fine. Statue of Liberty. Be faithful.
Who just called?
I don't know.
Back.
Okay.
Hold on. Vancouver, Washington?
Ignore it.
Phone number.
It's Tacoma. Jared, I'm recording. It's not your friend because it's listed as Preston's mom.
No.
Oh, okay. I had to do some tweaking. I was recording it as a screen cap as opposed to what I was supposed to be recording it, and he walks away before I can explain it to him. And doesn't let me call back my friend. What a nice brother. Yeah. Okay. And parachute is opened. Gonna make a safe touchdown. Congratulations, guys. You survived this extravaganza. Like true astronauts. We haven't lost a guy yet. Pretty decent track record so far. Landing gear's just like, I'm out of here. Everything's like, I'm out of here. Okay. Finds me that it's not so bad, not so bad. Well, let me show you exactly what I was talking about beforehand. I was able to transmit some of the data back to home base, and it was received in research and development, where everything is ridiculously expensive to research. 18 science, 20 science. This was only 15 science. And it was called survivability. It gave me the small thruster, the landing struts, and the 360 parachute that flippin' sucks. So hardcore, it rips off every time. Here's Suicide. This was the ship Jebediah Kerman perished jumping from. Let's terminate it. We should have just left it orbiting for complete respect of the deceased. Okay, so recovery of a vessel after suborbital flight, plus 1.3 science, crew report, while in space near Kerbal, plus 1.4 science. So overall we got maybe just under 3 science altogether. Not necessarily a successful endeavor, but not entirely fail thing. I remember I used to build stupid stuff, kind of like this. I would just add landing struts to it, or something stupid like that. Unintelligence. I don't need this. I don't need to build space planes yet. There's no purpose. Can't use them. Let's build a rocket of some type. Can't send up probes yet because we don't have unmanned rockets. But the last rocket, I was on to something. Just load the last rocket, the orbital craft. This nice design that I am oh so proud of for being successful, as opposed to some of the many fails this thing has experienced. Just going to increase the overall amount of fuel in the tank, and then we're gonna try the entire mission one more time. Well, guys, get ready to profit. We are... Okay, step 1, build a ship. Step 2, rigorously test that ship. Step 3, somehow get into orbit. Step 4, profit. You guys ready for this? It almost sounded for a second like it was taking off before I gave it permission to. Just when take off again. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's do this! Neutralize all the unsuccesses. Unsuccess is a word. Yes. My dictionary. I use success as a word. Once we reach that little line up there, I think we can slow the engine a bit. But it's looking pretty official so far. And it looks like I actually know what I'm doing. Yeah, once the atmosphere thins for the last time without being totally non-existent, I should be good. There we go. Just take it down to a slow burn, while we also tilt the trajectory. Boost it for a second so it starts heading that direction. Once we're there, we can totally cut the engine for a bit so we can find out a maneuver. I'm going to want to make it span this way and this way, no. This way, no. Heck, is it smoking? So maybe. Okay, this is the lump cider. Changes. Okay, so I see. Just increase it so it's a little bit more like that. To make it so that that is the. Actually, no, we just need to make it so it. That's an orbital trajectory. Okay, so let us prepare by setting the proper vectoring. I'm not sure if I'm using that word correct at all. I sound intelligent when saying it to people who don't know what it means. To hold this burn for 38 seconds. Shouldn't be that bad. It is step 3. Guys, we're almost to the part where we arrived. Another 20 seconds. Reach. Intended course. Cut the burn. Should still have enough. We're on life support. We are in orbit. We are in a successful orbit around Kerbal and have enough fuel to get home. I feel successful here today. I did not totally reach the proper trajectory, but I no longer need this maneuvering, so I may remove it. Let's warp him forward a bit. Have him spin around the planet a couple times before we transmit data. We burned up an extremely low. We used an extremely low amount of resources. Let's figure this out. Let's go to the crew report. That's bunk. Congratulations, Kerbal Craft. This is one more step to dominating the universe. Once we pass this continent up, we're gonna return. Gonna come in for no. We're gonna do a full cycle before we come in. We're gonna go. That's the periapsis, is what they call it. Yeah. So we're gonna move from the we went from the apoapsis to the periapsis. Now we're going to go from the periapsis to the apoapsis. And one more time. We seem to be moving at a velocity that makes it so that we are always on the that we will be constantly on the sunny side of the planet. But fact is, we did it. think that once we reach about this point, I'm going to turn for descent. Do it right, then we should. And gonna change that. That's too risky. I've never changed. Just gonna make it so it's just a very slight trajectory change. Go. Get ready to descend back to planet Kerbal. Set a course for the tree now. Set it for longest seconds ever. Seconds of burn. Seconds of burn. Last second. And cut it. Check our orbital trajectory. Perfect. Shallow descent right into the ocean. We did it, guys. We're gonna come home safely, too. It's awesome. Prepare for descent. We're right on course, too. I like that. I did that move oh so perfectly. Okay, so speed this up just a tad bit. Really gets into the once he gets through the thin atmosphere, the challenge will start emerging. I dare not deploy my parachute till I'm at least a decent way through that last atmosphere. This one coming up right here, where the heating of the capsule begins. Bill, don't freak. Don't freak, Bill. It's okay. We're gonna get you through this. No doubt about it, buddy. Come on. Still got some fuel in the tank. We could use that to slow our descent. Last final burn before deploying our chute. See it all. It's okay, Bill. You're going to survive. You will survive. You will survive. We're actually going at a decent speed right now. I mean, like, there's pretty much no threat of breaking up because other than the fact that we're partially on fire. That'll diminish and turn into a sonic effect pretty soon. Are we actually going a speed where it doesn't need to deploy the sonic effect? So at maybe 7,500, I'll deploy the engines to slow the fall. $5,000 maybe. It trips me out right now. It looks like it's getting huge. It's just because it's a big planet, though. Doesn't really mean anything about anything. He's going a little bit too fast for the parachutes to deploy. Just once he reaches. Slow to the descent. $2,500, I'll hit it again. Full blast this time, use the rest of my stuff. Maybe 1,500, not sure. I guess I'll just see what works. $12, $11, $10. Parachutes out, engines off. Let's finish this. What happened to the parachute? Crap. Use the rest of my liquid fuel to touch down. Come on. We can do this. We got enough liquid fuel in the tank. Wow. I guess we can see the damage report. Oh. See. I'm just gonna leave Bill Kerman dead. He was a good pilot, I'm gonna miss him. But don't say I didn't give it my best. See you guys later.